So everybody, hi everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm so excited. I'm Angela Ball. That's my alter ego. But I go by Ginger Schnapps Cosplay. Okay, so Ginger Schnapps, you can call me Ginger. Okay, so basically, I want just to kind of talk about cosplay for this panel and see, just let you get started. See how it gets started in cosplay. Okay, so just real quick, I know it's boring, but I'm just going to do a tiny bit of history of the cosplay. In 1939, a little tiny lady who's like 4 feet tall, her name was Myrtle Jones, she actually created a costume for her friend, his name was Forrest Ackerman, for a film called Things to Come, and they went to one of the very first conventions, but it was actually for sci-fi writers, not comic books and not that kind of stuff, because that stuff didn't come in till later. Then we fast forward to the 80s when Japan starts this crazy craze called anime or manga, right? Exactly. And they started, people over the Japanese culture started dressing up like these characters, and somebody coined the term costume and playing, and that's where the word cosplay. Exactly. Good. Okay.
Play on words.
So one of the main things I want to talk to you guys about cosplay is for everyone. Okay, everyone. I am over 40 years old, and I am cosplaying. And all you guys all under, like I'm saying, under 20, 25. Anybody over 25 in here?
I'm 40.
Okay. See, and then you get 13. Oh, you look a little older than 13, but good. And how old are you, dear? 7. So, 8. So you can cosplay from the time you are born to the time you go to at the end, okay? You can cosplay anything you want. That's what I want to talk about. The first couple of things that you want to cosplay. Okay, so if you want to be a villain, you want to be a Jedi Knight, you want to be a Sith Lord, you want to be a damsel in distress, you want to be a dragon, you want to be something that nobody has even thought of. You can be whatever you want. It's all up to you, okay? So, here we go, next time. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're going to pick your cosplay, which a lot of you know already, especially as Raven and you and then back there, you want to pick your character. Now, one important thing to do about a character, when you start getting into more and more constructed builds, which is what we call this a build. You want to pick a character that you love. A character that when you see them, you have strong feelings for. Actually, maybe one that you hate, too. Because, see, not everybody loves the Joker, but there's a ton of people who want to dress up like him. And not everybody kind of likes the witch from Suicide Squad, but there are tons of people who want to dress up like her. So you want to pick a character that you really have a strong connection with so that you can start and do all the details and be really interested in the entire build, okay? Also, going back, cosplay is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you buy every single piece, make every single piece, or kind of mix and match. I bought my boots, but everything else I made. Okay, I made the foam, I got the lights, I wired the lights in, I bought the wig, but everything else on my costume is completely handmade. The suit, the head, everything, the mask, everything. So what you want to do is you want to figure out what your skill set is, and then you want to push it to the next level. You want to say, I've never worked with foam. You know these foam things right here, these things? These were 88 cents at Joann Fabrics. I'm not kidding you. This whole thing probably cost me like $3. The whole thing, $3. Because I got on YouTube and I learned how to do each individual thing with my skill set and my budget. So once you pick your favorite character, you're going to do a little research, right? You're going to get online. Because see, when I started back in the 90s, when I started dressing up like people, like my very first cosplay was 1996. I dressed up like Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Beyond. Anybody seen that movie? It's like the second Batman. Anybody seen the second Batman in here? Okay. But you probably seen Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. It's that black, sleek outfit. Yeah. I did that. And I did that with actual rubber. My husband, John, Bone Daddy back there, he actually worked at a rubber plant. He brought rubber back to the house. And I learned how to sew that rubber together. And I made that outfit. And the picture was so silly. It was so wonky, but I had so much fun. And I loved every minute of it and wearing it and all I could do. But you know what? Back then, cosplay wasn't out and about like it is today. All I could do was wear it to one costume contest in October at a bowling alley. And I won, but that was the only time I ever got to wear it. And then it got packed up in a box and put upstairs. I never got to wear anything, all this garb out in public unless it was Halloween. But now, you guys are so lucky. You guys can wear this all over any given time. Now you got, in the middle of Salina, you have a Comic-Con where you guys can get dressed up and come and have fun and meet people like me that dress up and want to have fun all the time. And you can get dressed up at home, take pictures, and put them on the internet. And then everybody can say, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that. And then you can comment on other people's. Love it. Everybody, make sure you follow everybody's Instagram. Because even if you don't like it, you still learn stuff, right? You're going to learn a bunch of stuff. Okay, so after you research your character, you're going to plan your build. So once you plan your build, you're going to write down everything you want to do. Always remember, a plan is the best thing to start when you do cosplay, but you don't have to follow the plan to the letter. You can veer off. Like, when I first started this actually was going to be the Batgirl, but then I kind of started looking more toward Kate Kane's costume, and I know there's a new CW movie coming out with Ruby Rose, and I kind of was like, you know, I kind of like her costume a little bit better. So I'm going to kind of switch it up, and then I kind of went to this thing. So always make sure you start with a good plan, but be flexible. Work with your stuff that you got. Is there anything that anybody's working on right now that they didn't have ready for today that you guys wanted to wear?
I was going to wear a horn, but it was way too big and I had nothing to put on my face.
Hi, come on in. You're welcome. Come on in. So I know that's so cute. First you gotta tell us what character you are.
I'm actually an AU. It's supposed to be Izuku Midoriya, but as a fox demon.
Okay, that's really good. It's a little bit of a twist. I like that.
Very nice.
Go ahead. You gotta tell me.
Trumpet.
Oh, very cute. Thank you for coming. We were just talking, you guys already know, but we were just talking about how to get started in cosplay. And we went over some of the basics, like pick your character, and then kind of plan your build. That's where we're at. So you're going to kind of plan your build right now. Always make sure that with cosplay, it's your own imagination that stops you. You could have worn your horn. It's just your own imagination.
I didn't have anything to put on my face.
Okay, so since that's the next thing, when you start to research and you start to plan, you're going to go online and you're going to find all kinds of videos on YouTube and Instagram and all over the internet, really, that will, even if it's not your particular costume that you want, it's going to have somebody that's going to explain something to you. Like these, they didn't have Batwoman's gauntlets, but what they did have was they had Batgirl's gauntlets, and then they had Batman's gauntlets, and I took what they were doing and I kind of worked it into what I wanted. So it's my creativity with the knowledge of how to do the basics. YouTube is excellent. Instagram is excellent. You guys got to use all of your resources, and now this generation, you young guys, you have all these really cool sources. Also remember, I got a ton of information from a book, okay? Remember, books are also very important. You might think I can get it on the internet, but a lot of times when you get it on the internet, you put it on your phone, you gotta flip back and forth, boom, 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 boom. A book is right there. So I have books from very popular cosplayers right now, like Yaya Han, and I have one called Kami Cosplay, and Jessica Negri. They actually put out books on how they created their cosplay. I bought those books. Those books are right there when I need them. I don't have to stop what I'm doing and log in and look at my phone. So remember, books are very important as well, okay? Use all your resources. Your TV, your tablet, your phone, but books also are very important. Okay, so when you start your build, you're going to incorporate any material that you can think of, okay? Do not think I got to go to the store and I got to go to one store and get one type of material. You're not going to want to do that. You can go to thrift stores. You can go to recycle, any kind of recycling. You can go to fabric stores all over. I have a job, my day job, where I travel a lot. So I go to all these different stores. I've gone to like restores, which are, like for furniture and stuff like that, and found stuff to use. You want to broaden your minds. You don't want to just go to Joann's, and it's great, or Hobby Lobby, and that's great too, and say, I just want to go. Say hi, everybody. I just want to go to one particular store and just get fabrics. And even when you go to that one particular store and you just get fabrics, you don't want to just say, I only know how to work with satin. I only know how to work with cotton. No, you want to try all the weird, crazy, cheap, like red dot clearance fabrics that you can get your hands on, right? You want fur, you're going to say, where can I get this fur? But I don't want to spend $150 a yard for fur. So you're going to get to the point where you want to kind of think outside and kind of go down that way. Also, another good place to look is Etsy. A lot of times people think Etsy is just for, like, she got her hat at Etsy, which is excellent hat. A lot of times people think Etsy is just for people that actually finish products, but actually on Etsy you can get stuff like individual items that you can build from yourself. I love to do the Renaissance Fair, so on Etsy I get tons and tons of dragon scales, these little tiny aluminum dragon scales that I put on like everything. And when I get to the Renaissance Fair, anybody been to the Renaissance Fair in here?
Not yet.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. You gotta try it. So I know they have a Renaissance group. They have a Renaissance group here today, so you guys check it out.
Oh yeah, I did see. I was here last year. I did see them last year.
So yeah, check them out again this year. But they do the Renaissance Fair. So every time I'm at the Renaissance Fair, I can't walk down the midway without getting stopped and somebody say, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?" I say, "I made it, but I got the supplies on Etsy." So make sure that when you start to go into the fabric stores and the other restores and all the stores that you can get, make sure that you look at things differently. For instance, when you go in, I got a hamster wheel, I got a hamster ball that I put a hamster in, I got a pet store. You want to know what I use it for? I put my foam over top of it, and it molds around my chest. It's crazy. Who never thought I'd use a hamster wheel to make a chest plate? But that's how I made this. See? Also, these lights, these little Christmas string lights, these are just supposed to go over picture frames and stuff like that. And I saw them, I was like, bam, I can use those. So when you go in, even if you can't use it, you can use it for something else. When you go into these stores, open up, be receptive to all different kinds of ideas and things. Cosplay is for everyone. That's what I want to get to everybody. Starting cosplay is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All you got to do is just get in there and get yourself motivated. Okay, now, real quick, before we start like chit-chatting, I want everybody to be in a group kind of conversation and talk about tools. The kinds of tools that you need. Sometimes you're going to need a little bit more expensive tool, sometimes you won't. But here's the thing, you can always borrow, okay? Number one tool, hot glue gun. You're going to need them. You know you're going to need them, right? That's a hot glue. When you work with foam, the best type of stuff to work with foam is easy. Just the simplest Elmer's glue, not Elmer's glue, but it's Elmer's rubber cement. Make sure you do both sides. Give it a couple minutes to dry. Post them together, and the bond you can never break. That's what these are all on here with. Okay. I learned the hard way, and you're going to learn the hard way. A lot of times you're going to start something, a project, and then you're going to go, this isn't fixed. This isn't working. This isn't holding together. You're going to do rubber cement, glue, adhesive, try everything. Try anything you can get your hands on. But a hot glue gun in your back pocket, that's kind of like your go-to weapon. If you're going to work with foam and warbler, if you're going to do this kind of stuff and molding kind of stuff, you want a heat gun, hair dryer, cheap heat gun, easy to get a hold of, not a problem. Also, make sure that when you get online, Amazon is really good too. You make sure that you get the right type of fabric and the right type of material, the right type of adhesives, okay? So try. Once again, YouTube tutorials, they're everywhere. I've got a few out there on my channel. They're great. It shows you how to do stuff. My number one skill that I would tell every young person that does cosplay, learn to sew. Learn to sew. You don't have to have a really expensive machine, but ask a mom, a grandma, an aunt, somebody that lives down, just help you sew. You can learn how to sew on the internet too, but somebody being there showing you how to work the machine and showing you what to do when the bobbin gets all wonky-tonky and you get that I call it the hate nest underneath it. Learn to sew, because it's going to be helpful. You could go to the thrift store and buy a whole outfit and then learn how to sew and make that $3 outfit into an Iron Man suit, whatever is in your brain, whatever's in your brain. Okay, so those are some of the easier tools to work with. For sewing machines, a serger is it's a more professional, if you want to look at wearing your costume over and over and over again. I want to look into a serger. but you don't have to have a serger. A typical sewing machine gets you through the day. Also, hand sew, learn how to hand sew. And I know there's a ton of videos right now on Instagram learn how to teach people how to hand sew. Where were those when I would needed them? Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's about all I have. Oh, also an airbrush. You guys can get like little airbrush machines that you can use for your makeup. You can also use those for paint. And paint all kinds of really crazy. You probably have an airbrush, or did you do this? Did you sponge that? Okay, seems like you can get an airbrush and that will work really well. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? Because I've been talking this whole time. Go right ahead back there.
Where did you get the books at?
Okay, now I got the books online. So basically what I did was I went on to Instagram and I started following my favorite cosplayers. A couple of them I met in the Columbus Comic Con, and then one of them led me over to the Comic Con, and that's where she had her for her books. If you click into the Instagram and Linktree, a lot of people have their. Also, Etsy has them, and actually, I bought my first book on Amazon. I just typed in cosplay. I think it was like $11. Go ahead, honey.
Today, me and my sister are here. I'm gonna go to Columbus for today.
Good. That Columbus is awesome.
Technically 3, but
2.
Columbus is a great place to look. Make sure you go down there and you explore everything you can. Columbus has a lot of
this is
stuff.
probably gonna be like, I don't know how many times we have went to Columbus. Our aunt used to live there.
And we're going her name is Zoe's mom.
Okay.
Her name is Amanda.
Visiting our
And
friends.
she's still, and Zoe's still.
Good. Good. Have fun. Okay. Did you have a question? Go ahead.
I was gonna ask how do you make a wig so seamless, and I asked her.
Okay, so as far as wig making, this wig, I bought this wig specifically for this outfit. However, I have made wigs, and I have a Padme wig that if you want to see the pictures out there on in my booth, I actually had a Padme wig that was just this old, just basic thing, and I took a little bit of the hair out. I took a bun roll, put the bun in, and stuff. But basically, what I do is I go and I got a styrofoam head at the store, and I put that actually on a guitar stand. I just had a regular spare guitar stand. Put that on there, and then it's like perfect level, so I'm sitting there in front of the TV and I'm going through the hair, and I'm working the hair. There is a lot of wig tutorials on YouTube and Instagram, and even on Facebook you can see some of them, and they will show you how to go through and individually take out pieces of the wig to mold it to what you need, and it's really great. And I love Instagram, I love YouTube. I'm on it all the time because it's just so informative and get you all this information that you really, really like. Anybody else have any other questions? No? Okay, well that's all I have to say about cosplay. Please everybody take a look at my booth and at least pick up a business card so you can follow me on Instagram.